congratulations on this brand new album. We've been playing the 2 singles on our show now for about a week, and we're getting great feedback, so congratulations.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you.
So, mate, tell us a little bit about this album. What made you decide to go out this time and do a solo album?
I had a collection of really deeply personal songs, and I had a really clear vision of how I wanted them to be. And I play in other bands, and when you're doing when you kind of present songs within the context of other bands, there's pros and cons to it. If you're creating something together, that can be really good. Collaborations can be great. But sometimes if you have a really clear vision of what you want it to be, you don't really want to collaborate on them.
Yeah.
And you just want them to be the way that you want them to be, directly. And I think I achieved pretty much what I set out to do with these songs. And I kind of realised what them as I kind of saw them before I started, so it's good.
You mentioned that these are deeply personal tracks to you. Are these tracks that you've written over the years and kept almost like a diary?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Some of them are new, but there's one that's like, there's a couple that are quite old, but they're deeply personal in that there's definitely I don't know. There's just so many people from my life in these songs, and kind of periods of my life in these songs, and they're about, there's songs about loss, people that I've lost, people that I've kind of parted ways with, so, but not really a diary, but I don't know, but a bit like that, I suppose.
Sometimes it can be really, really hard to write those deeply personal tracks and then put them out there for people to listen to. Do you find those tracks difficult to listen to, and are you ready now for people out there to listen to them and contact you about feeling the same way?
Well, I hope no one in the songs knows it's about them. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple I would dread if the person knew that it was about them. It's strange that one of the singles, Broken Toys, is, I wrote that, maybe 10 years ago, and kind of don't feel, it's kind of quite lyrically, I suppose it's quite it's kind of a vicious takedown of someone, really.
Yep.
That I encountered in my life. I suppose it's about interpersonal abuse, really. But I mean, sometimes when I play it, I don't feel like that about that person anymore. But I certainly did when I wrote it, and it's the truth. But I kind of don't feel as I certainly wouldn't feel compelled to write that song about them now. I suppose I've forgiven them. But it's funny. You take, and it's not all true on the album. Some things are kind of narrative songs, and some of them are quite abstract.
Yep.
But there's certain people I wouldn't want them to call up me up and say, "Hey, what did you say about me on track 6?"
I didn't quite mean it that way. What I meant was, if someone listens to a track about loss, sometimes it can bring up memories and thoughts for them of when they lost a loved one. And I know sometimes people reach out to musicians and they say, look, I just listened to this track and it made me think of when I lost my mum or when I lost my dad. Are you ready for that kind of thing?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'm just trying to think if that's ever happened before. Music can be so kind of powerful. I'm not saying that my music necessarily is, I hope it is, but it's funny, it can make you, it can conjure all sorts of stuff up. I don't know, I hope my music is just of use to people, and it's good. I suppose music, that kind of, when music expresses something that you feel, it makes you feel less lonely, because you feel can listen to songs. Sometimes you listen to music, and go, and you can't. Music makes you feel things that you can't express. You can't put into words how it makes you feel. But hearing someone else playing a piece of music or writing a song, it kind of makes you feel less lonely because you feel like that person is expressing a feeling or an emotion that I've had that I kind of can't believe. That you feel like you're the only one who could possibly have felt that or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
But you hear it and you go, so because music is so kind of instantly compelling. It's like the art form that every art form kind of would want to be, and its immediacy. You can make you feel things even if you don't want it to. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling about music generally now.
No, that's definitely.
Bit hungover from the single launch last night, actually, so I'm a bit kind of rambling esoteric.
Oh, no, that's right. No, that's definitely true. I know for myself even sometimes, like, you listen to certain lyrics in a track and you think, I shouldn't say glad, but you almost feel glad that somebody else has been through the same thing as what you have, so then you don't feel so weird about it.
Yeah, that's right. And you feel like that you're not alone in the human condition or whatever, I suppose.
So you mentioned before about collaborating with other band members in the past. What was it like actually sitting down to record this album and basically doing it on your own?
Well, I actually, it was recorded in an unusual way, of course, because of the bizarre kind of last couple of years. So half the album was recorded with myself and the drummer Harry O'Mara playing live in little gaps in lockdown when we could get in the studio together. So we would actually track live. So we'd play guitar and he'd play the drums at the same time. We recorded like that. One of the tracks he'd not heard before, and it's kind of the second take or whatever. So we've got this really beautiful take where he's feeling out what it is, and we're kind of just discovering the dynamics of it. And then, because of the nature of the last couple of years, the other half of the album was recorded quite intricately at home. So it was different from being in a studio where it's like, go, you got to do it now. I had this luxury of really crafting the guitar parts. There's some quite intricate fingerstyle stuff. There's some kind of tapestry, finger-picked guitar stuff, really kind of densely arranged. And I could just take my time and just I could just record over and over again and get that inspired take where I was feeling it. And because there's kind of, sometimes you go to the studio, you record, and it's just like, go, you've got an hour to do it, done, that's it. And you can't, because of the nature of it, everything's got to keep moving. You're like, shit, I've just recorded this thing. It's like, that's it, it's on there forever. I can't go back and change it. But here I had the luxury of really honing it, everything that I did, which is really nice.
Awesome. You mentioned that you played at the single launch last night. What was that like, being able to get out after and play live music again after what we've been through over the last few years?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was so good. It was, and everyone, it was fantastic for everyone there too. And I've been to a couple of gigs in the last couple of weeks where, people are, there's just that beautiful communal experience of music, and that was present last night. It was really joyful. Everyone was just, into being in a room, a packed room, lots of people, just experiencing music together. It was so nice. Fantastic.
Awesome. And what are your plans?
So much.
Yeah, what are your plans from here on now? Are you going to look at being able to play interstate as well?
Yeah, I'm going to do that now. I've been waiting for things to settle, so just looking into that now. I mean, it's just been such a strange time for booking,
Yep.
So now that things are settled down, I'm gonna kind of work out where to go from here. But yeah, I mean, my focus really has been local since, because of all the restrictions and stuff. I haven't really thought about it too much, just because of just how arbitrary and how things have just fallen apart for a lot of people doing interstate stuff. But I'm gonna start doing that now.
Yep. And now, like I said, people who have been listening to our show have fallen in love with these two singles, and the big question that we seem to be being asked is, where will people be able to grab a copy of Overland when it comes out on March 25th?
It will be available on Bandcamp, on vinyl, and a limited CD even, if anyone's after a CD. So I'm doing a limited run of CD and I'm doing vinyl. So it's Bandcamp, what is it, Nico Mara Bandcamp. Let me see, what would be easiest? Read that out. I can't remember what the code for that is.
Oh, that's...
Oh yeah, nicomara.bandcamp.com.
Awesome. Well, we'll put that link up for people to be able to grab that as well. But for now on the show, I think we're going to play Broken Toys and Distant Choir back to back. So what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take another listen to these two amazing tracks?
Hope you enjoy the songs and hang in there.
Awesome. Well, mate,